Everyone, Gerone Wright here, and I have a fresco painting here from Rome. Okay, it's a catacomb image, and it's at the Via Latina cat catacomb in Rome there. Okay, it was painted about 320 A.D. About 320 A.D. Um, I'm gonna change gears here a little bit and show you how these earlier images depict truth to you that is right there before your eyes, and a lot of people just refuses to see it. Okay, these same images I have found to be with Jesus and many other historical biblical figures. In this image, this is one of the earlier images of supposedly Abraham is about to has the sword to slay his son. All right, I'm going to tell you that that's not the case. Automatically, first of all, when I look at this image, the first thing that raises flags with me is that anytime I see an individual down to his knees with his hands tied behind his back, I know what that means. Especially when you see the head towards the crotch. It is what it is implying. I'm going to show you that later. It is just what it is implying. It's showing you that the genetics were taken from this individual into this individual, and it's showing you in a sexual manner how it was actually being done. And this is how the Renaissance artists before that, this is how it is depicted. How genetics were exchanged from one individual to the next. Okay, so it's implying that Abraham's son had his mouth at the penis of Abraham through this image, and it's showing you that the genetics were actually passed along. But and I know it sounds sick and all of that, but you take these earlier images and then apply them to what's going on today in religion. You have a lot of things going on with these higher bishops and things going on with this. I mean, these higher officials in religion that's being busted for these sexual acts with homosexual acts, and even though they're not, it's not being caught up or not being caught in with nuns. I can tell you that the same exact thing is going on as well with the lesbian acts, because I know what this consistent cult-like ritual and patterns are and what they are actually doing and how these genetics are being altered and being furthered on. But that's at another time. I'm going to be called on that. Okay, just in my findings of just these just the and these paintings and stuff, people, I can stop there. I mean, I'm going to be, in my mind, well, basically probably in your mind too, I'm going to be rich and famous just for that in itself. But it's not about that with me. I've had a true paranormal experience encounter that, I could have all of the money in the world and still be doing this, because this is a part of me now. You know what I mean? It's like, there's no stopping. My life is forever altered because of this. And I can never look at things the same way no more. Reality, as I was once taught it to be, is out the window. You know what I mean? My mind is all over the place. My mind is here earthly. My mind is in ancient times. My mind is in space. My mind is on everything that is around me. I cannot look at anything normally no more. You know, and for good cause. And I'm going to show you right here in this video as well. All right. First of all, I know what this represents. This is the founding stone of genetics. Okay. Over here, you see a horse-like creature. Now, later on, it gets to talk about how Abraham has that as is supposed to be a lamb. He sacrificed a lamb instead of. So, what a horse is doing there, I have no idea. But anyway, these animals represent genetic bridging. Okay. Now, I can see other stuff, like in the body of the horse. I can see other stuff because I know exactly what goes on here and what's going on. The horse is genetically bridged, Okay, and the creature that is genetically bridged, I know what it is because it's here. It's in the founding stone. So this represents the founding stone of prehistoric creatures and genetics that you do not know anything about. All right. Now, what was the horse genetically bridged with? It was genetically bridged with Abraham. You see the horse's foot on the founding stone. You see Abraham's foot on the founding stone. Genetically bridged, people. Now, you're saying, well, damn, he's genetically bridged with a horse. What's going on with that? The horse represents ancient genetics, i.e., dinosaurs and all of the above creatures in the evolutionary chain of this creature. So at this point, you have to figure that this horse is carrying those genetics, that those creatures' genetic makeups. All right. So periodically, what's happening is these genetics, through people that know Abraham, Jesus, the Vatican, people that had this knowledge know that these genetics could be ran back into our bodies periodically to overcome an ancient genetic, flaws in ancient genetics, and it strengthens and refortifies other genetics and actually eliminates, kills one genetic and introduces another, which actually strengthens and fortifies another gene in your body. Okay, which I'll get into at a whole nother time. Again, I'm not the best narrator for this. I'm not a scientific person. Once I actually get that team together and have them in my corner, they'll be able to give you the scientific lingo on all of this. Okay, but I do have it down to not a science, because I can't say it because I'm not a scientific person, but I know the trails and the paths of these genetics and what is being done. Okay, I just have to have it put down in scientific terms instead of in layman terms as I'm giving it to you right now. All right, now let's keep going here. So where is the proof of this? Whenever you see an implication of this, I'm saying that there's a genetic bridge between this animal, the founding genetic stone, and this man here, and this boy down to his knees, which is supposed to be Abraham's son. So the horse, founding genetics, and Abraham. Where's proof of this? And then Abraham, why is the knife there? Why is the knife shown there? Whenever you see, I learned from artists, I think it's 1940s artist Salvador Dali, and then later on in the from the Peruvial burial stones. When you see these swords, these knives, and these spears, it represents splicing, genetic splicing, and freeing of yourself, severing yourself from the genetics that are the founding genetics. You don't see it here, but I can see it. There are links right here, a chain link that goes up. I'm trying to put circles there. There's a connection, a chain link there. It's it's barely visible, okay? And it shows that Abraham is attached to this founding stone, okay? Now, in those founding genetics. So what is Abraham doing then? He has his son down here with his son's face down towards his crotch. Now, I'm going to show you what you can see. Now, you can Google this image, by the way. To get to this, all you have to do, I guess you would have to put in ancient catacomb images or catacomb paintings, and you can come to this image. If they don't block the website now that I'm actually putting this image up. But anyway, or they might just actually just let it go and tell you the image is not available no more. But anyway, the image is it's the Via Latina Catacomb in Rome, and it was painted about 320. And it's Abraham raises his sword to slay his son. Now you can take what I show you here and make this applicable to all of the other paintings. Because remember, once I told you, once you define the moment in historical time, as I'm doing here for you, you now understand why all of the other artists, the Renaissance artists, created their paintings in the way that they have. So my decodings of this will help you understand all of the later paintings that commemorate this moment, this historical moment in time, biblical moment in time. So now you'll be able to look at those paintings and say, well, that's what that means. That's what that means. You can take what is applicable here is applicable to all of the paintings that were made to signify the slaying of Abraham's son by Abraham, and where he was stopped by the angel. I don't care what it is, you can actually now take and decode it and the encrypted messages in these paintings based on what I'm giving you right here. All right. So where we at here now? In the older paintings, they were in raw form. Even before this, now they would even be getting rawer. So I'm gonna get right to where we at here, because I don't accuse this man of having his son's face in his crotch and all of this other stuff here, and in the Vatican of this is why this molestation and all this stuff is going on in the Vatican today, and it's very mum's the word with the nuns. You don't even hear about this. It's unheard of around with the nuns. I guess the women are more best kept secret about this stuff than the men are. You know what I mean? These women don't tell. They're secret keepers, because you don't hear about this alone. But I'm telling you right now that I have images just like this that are the same exact thing. We're dealing with all of religion, and it's not just here, it's globally, people. You know what I mean? So don't just think that Christians are guilty of it. It's globally, all right? Because my discoveries blankets everything. There's no one exempt from this. This is all global. Okay? So don't believe that this is just limited to just one group and one organization. When you see me pulling this up, this references everything globally. All right. So where are we at here? The boy is down, all right, at his knees at Abraham. Let me show you what you don't see. First of all, through the barely open robe here of Abraham, let me show you what you don't see. Now you see that there? See the boy? Notice that the boy's nose and mouth looks a little bit crazy there. Well, what you don't see, and people probably never even paid attention to this image, or if they did, they didn't really pay attention, is Abraham's penis is out. Right there. I don't know if you can actually see that. Let me bring that up some more. I got that up. Abraham's penis is out. I highlighted it right there. See Abraham's penis out right there? At the boy's mouth. Take a look at that for a moment. That's the catacomb image. And I have other stuff up there too, because that's other stuff that I can see on a horse that you can't see. I mean, these walls, in fact, people, I know how these catacomb paintings were actually made, because these artists had help, and I'll go into that later on. But I'm going to take it back down to where my highlights are not there. See that object right there? That is not a tassel on Abraham's robe. It shows you, it implies that Abraham's penis is at the boy's mouth, his son's mouth, showing you that Abraham freed himself from this genetic chain hold to ancient genetics, which in Abraham's time would represent that of black man that ate the genetics that were there. This is how he freed himself, and he bridged himself between this animal, this creature with these genetics, and himself, and passed them to his son. And that's how he was genetically freed from the bondage of ancient genetics. Well, just a certain ancient genetic. And that's what this is implying. Now, there's Abraham's penis. So what else is there? There's something else there as well. So let me get another tack first of all. So I talked about dinosaurs. Can you see that? You see that penis there, right? Because I won't be able to tell, because I'm looking backwards on this, because I have this on a board. You know what I mean? So that's about this scenario here. I'm going to have to get a better scenario. So I'm going to click this up for a minute. This video is going to be much shorter than my others, so I'm just kind of taking my time here. Now, What else? Okay, there's the boy's mouth. There's Noah's penis hanging out. So I'm telling you that there was a genetic bridge between this creature, which represents the ancient dinosaur, this here, which represents the ancient ancestry of ape and black man, Abraham, and the boy. So, and Abraham is actually within the founding stone because Abraham represents the genetics. So, if I want to give you, I'm going to give you this scenario, but I'll all move down to the penis of Abraham. So let's move this scenario. I'm going to move these 1, 2, 3 items down to the crotch of Abraham. Let me see. 1, 2. Let me see. 1, 2. Yeah, no, 1, 2. Well, actually, we're going to take this out, and we're going to move the horse, Abraham, and the boy down to Abraham's crotch. Do you think I can do that? We're going to move the horse, Abraham, and the boy down to Abraham's crotch. Well, the boy has always been there at his crotch. Alright, but I'm going to show you. This image, this is how they detailed this. I'm going to bring you the horse first. The horse is in the image of the dinosaur. Right here. Right there along the road. You'll see the image of a dinosaur. Let me get a pen there so I can trace that out for you. I'm going to trace that. Well, it's already highlighted, so let me just use my pencil to show you. Right here, there's the body of a dinosaur. There's the tail, a leg there, there's a leg, there, and the mouth is open, and Abraham's penis is right there with the head that changes colors and everything else. You see a vein in there and everything else, people. Just Google the image. And there's the back. I'm coming over the back of the dinosaur right now at the penis of Abraham. So the penis, the dinosaur is on one side of the penis, Abraham's penis, and at the other side of the penis is Abraham's son right there. So, and Abraham is represented by his penis. And it shows you that Abraham's body genetically bridged the ancient genetics of the dinosaur through himself and out to his son. And his penis represents the genetic bridge. His body was a vessel just like Jesus. Can you see that, people? Take a minute and look at that. Let's do it again. There is a dinosaur, the image of a dinosaur right there at Abraham's extracted penis, or protruding penis, right there. The dinosaur's mouth is at the right side of Abraham's penis, which is there, and the boy's mouth is at the left side of Abraham's penis, which is right there. It shows you that there was a genetic splicing of genetics. Abraham used his body. And I'm going to take you back to the original image that does not have my highlights on. There's the body of the dinosaur right there. There's Abraham's penis cleverly out. And there's the boy mouth at his supposedly father's penis right there. This is how they showed how genetics were genetically spliced or bridged. So, the idea that Abraham was sacrificing his son is just as I told you that it is how it is implied with Jesus at the cross. Jesus sacrificed his body at the cross. For the first time ever, I told you that the cross represents the cross-referencing of genetics. That of ancient genetics, and it shows you genetic bridging on what genetics were actually cross-referencing. Wherever you see the cross at, whether it's in the Vatican or whatever you see it globally, The cross is represented in the true sense of the word, of that of a cross-referencing, especially in historical moments in time where you see the cross is at. You will actually see these implications being made, especially in ancient historical biblical times. That boom of Renaissance artists and paintings, they are saturated with implications like this. There are different, there's I don't know if there's thousands, but I know that there's hundreds of Renaissance artists in different styles that was utilized to create these implications. That's why these artists' artworks seem so bizarre. You know what I mean? So bizarre that, I mean, it's just it's crazy. You know what I mean? And you kind of wonder, well, what in the world is that there? What in the world is that? But the painting is so intriguing because you know what? Instinctively, you're drawn to these images. You know why? Because all of this stuff is a part of you. Because this stuff has kept happening over and over and over again. But the reason why I can understand this and see this is because long before these, I was reading images because I know where they appeared at before they appeared here. My story is on alien UFOs, dreams and experiences. I'm an alien and so are you. And my story is here. I have I thought I had 70 videos already, but I didn't. I then lost track of my videos here, but I'm just at, I thought I had 70, but I'm just at coming out at 70 videos. And each one of my videos break down similar findings as what is actually I'm showing you here. These sexual innuendos that they're mentioning in these videos are real, people. And this is why this is going on today. What's even more scarier is that when you go into these religious facilities and they're giving you things and talking about the body of Jesus and the blood of Jesus, and I mean, and not just that. I mean, I don't care wherever you're at around the world. I mean, genetically, I mean, what are they giving you? I mean, seriously. I mean, are you actually getting somebody's sperm put in your mouth on a piece of bread? Are you actually getting broke down blood? And you're thinking that it's just communion wine? And you actually have a tinge of blood in there that actually evolved from this ancient time that they procured, that they had, that's preserved, and they're giving it to you? I'm telling you, people, that it's a great likelihood and that possibility, that very possibility of that even happening. And in fact, I feel strongly that that is what is happening, to be totally honest with you. Because everything that I'm based on, this stuff is ancient rooted. It's a cult ritual that's been going on since the beginning. And people, this stuff is to be taken serious. I'm showing you an ancient catacomb image in Rome, where a man, a legend, a historical biblical legend, Abraham, where he's supposed to be sacrificing his son and was stopped by the angel. This artist captured this man with his sons, with Abraham, with his penis in his son's mouth. And then a dinosaur, which is unheard of. We didn't know about dinosaurs back then. This is AD, 320 AD. And it shows you the split cross-referencing of that. Not just that, people. The Peruvian stones, the burial stones, shows you the identical thing in another raw form. On those Peruvian burial stones, where you see those images of those Peruvian people, where they're putting splicing at their heads, they show you where they're splicing this dinosaur's head right on the dinosaur back, where they're splicing it with themselves, and the people on the stones are looking genetically just like the dinosaur. This is what this is all about. It's cross-referencing of genetics, genetic altering and genetic bridging that is evolving us away from. This is how you have all of these different cultures and likenesses of mankind. The blue eyes, the red hair. I mean, we were cross-referenced and reintroduced with genetics from creatures of our world that gave us these looks and created other cultures and other likenesses of mankind. The white skin, the caramel skin. I mean, the different features in our face. You know what I mean? You can look at someone and say, well, damn, that man looks like a lion in the face. People, these genetics were introduced into the evolutionary genetic processes of mankind. I'm telling you. one painting after another has the same exact thing, and it shows you exactly how it was done. You have been bamboozled. I'm telling you now. My name is Gerone Wright. This is my Geronification channel. Okay. You can also get me on Alien UFOs, Dreams and Experiences, or you can Google my name, Gerone Wright. You have to spell it right. Gerone. Wright. Wright. Take all of these images here that I'm showing you and equate them with all of the nudity and sexuality that was in the and that's implicated in the biblical times, and also in the Roman days. I mean, where all of this nudity was going on, and these sexual acts was actually implied. That's what this is all about. And what's alarming about this is now you can't look at it as being innocent, where you have angels naked, their penises out, vaginas are out, and at the face or at the forefront of a grown individual man. It's nothing more in my and not in my mind. It's nothing more, in fact, nothing more than child pornography. You looked at it in the sense of being divine, and they put these wings on the angel's back. I mean, it is nothing more than perverts in occult ritual showing you how they genetically altered not just their children, but other people's children. And people, it's just sick, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. I can break it down to you each way, each leg of this, all the way down. So when next time you open up and you see a reference of an angel or a biblical figure that's with a little child, they're naked, and they're with, think of this right here, because that's what it's all implying. I'm telling you that right now. This is a catacomb image, 320 AD, that was painted. Abraham is there, and there's more in here too, people. I can show you more. I'm just going to leave it with that, though. There's more in here reference. Now there's other images as well too in this catacomb, and I can go back, date back further. But to have an individual had a penis with his mouth open, and then have an encrypted image of a dinosaur, and me break it down, this here, the larger image is implied down here. I'm telling you that there's genetic bridging, and right here is showing you the same exact thing, genetic bridging. A dinosaur on the right side of a penis, with his mouth on Abraham's penis, and then on this side, Abraham's son at the penis. Genetic bridging, the same exact thing, genetic bridging. The genetics were bridged here, and they were bridged here. That's what that's telling you. We were bridged there, and we were bridged here. Bridged there, and then bridged right here. And how was it done? Through the genetics of sperm. And that's what this is implying. And these are the genetics that were carried, ancient genetics, which is the dinosaur, and you have the ape, that of mankind, the original genetics, genetic splicing, and that's what this raised sword signifies. There's a chain, a linking chain. This Abraham to the founding stone of genetics, and it's showing he's severing himself from that. So, which makes more sense? A story of a man agreed to sacrifice himself to God, because I don't give a damn how religious a person is. I'd be damned if I'm going to slay my son because some invisible entity is telling me to do so. I would rather welcome that entity to our world and slay that joker than to slay my own child. And here you were supposed to have some of the greatest minds in our time. I'm telling you, people, you read these stories, they just don't make no damn sense. And for you to call yourself with common sense, you would not even believe such in the first damn place. I mean, this is crazy. A lot of the stories just doesn't make no sense, because if they were going on back then, How come they're not going on now? All of these miracles, I mean, people, come on, wake the fuck up. Oh, gosh, forgive me. Wake the hell up. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm getting angry because, I mean, we were taught this stuff. We were taught this stuff. We grew up off of this. And here I'm showing you what's actually going on. And this is why it's still going on today. Oh, it doesn't slow it up now because it became so popular. But in one year, I seen where almost 20 priests were accused of molestation charges. Hello, people. You see what's going on here? And it's an implied. Look at these ancient paintings for what they really are. Take my encryptions from my videos and take them down and apply them to ancient past paintings. Renaissance artist paintings particularly, and before then. I'm out. My name is Jerome. This is my Jeronification channel.